Hey guys, Mark Rodriguez here. It's a brand new thing I'm making up here called TMNT Unboxing. And the way this works is that, well, I've got a lot of figures of the new Nickelodeon cartoon show, and they're all still in the original packaging. And the way we're going to do it is that I'm going to open up like 2 or 3 of the Nick figures I still got in their packaging, and then show off one extra figure that's already out of its package from the past, because if you guys have seen our older episodes when we were still in Mexico and everything with the older display case, you've seen that I still had figures based on the Turtles 2003 cartoon show, the 2007 movie, because back then it was actually new and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to show off 3 figures from the Nick show and 1 extra figure from the past that may or may not have been seen in earlier videos or earlier VGM episodes or what have you. And yeah, so I got a display case. It's more like Paige display case. If you've already seen episodes of her awesome statues or awesome things, if not, check the link below. Yeah. And well, I got a section here, you can check it out. They got a small little section here. The Leonardo Nick figures already out, and these other figures came from either Loot Crate, Nerd Block, or what have you. And you can check out some of Paige's videos to see more about them. So now let's start with this one. Let me see. Before I actually open the ones we got here, we got 3 of them to work with. And yep, the one I want to start off with is Hun from the 2003 cartoon series. And let me just show it off here real quickly. And I wish they had a variant of his new pimpin' suit they gave him in the later episodes when he was in Back to the Sewers, but there were almost no Back to the Sewers figures, basically. Or they were like never released. And yeah, one thing you notice about Han, he's got a little button here, because back then, for some stupid reason, they just felt the need that almost every figure needed some kind of gimmick. So in this case, I believe, you raise arm like that, and you push the button, and kapow! Beat them turtles. There's one more time, a little more. Zoomed out there. Right up on the button. There it is. I don't know. Hold on. There you go. And just keep in mind that this is an old toy from 2003, so it may not be as good as before. And it came with this weird metal thing here, metal dragon thing here, that he doesn't use in the show at all, but of course, it just have to come with some kind of accessory or whatever. So yeah, those are the figures, guys. It's a good close-up of that. And of course, he's known for having both the Purple Dragon tattoo because he leads the Purple Dragon gang, but also the foot tattoo because he's a distinguished member of the foot. So yeah, there's Hun, ready to kick some ass. Okay, so now we're going to start with the actual turtles, or the, should I say, Nick figures. First, I want to start off with Michelangelo, just, good old-fashioned normal Michelangelo from the 2012 cartoon, because it came out in 2012 first. The impulsive, creative, and very social, Michelangelo's the heart and soul of Ninja Turtles, the runt of the litter. He may be the smallest of his mutant brothers, but it doesn't make him the weakest, just hard to catch. Enemies beware, Michelangelo's a master of the kusarigama, nunchucks with a secret and sharp surprise. Okay, so let's check out Mikey. And yeah, some of these figures I actually bought them a little bit before I left Vegas. And I just never had time to, I don't know, I guess when I got Leonardo, I was just too impatient. So I'm going to open this guy up here. Oh yeah, they got these, do they? No, they don't have the twist ties. Then what the hell's keeping this guy stuck in here? Yeah, because I remember when you buy like the 2003 ones, they had little zip ties tying up the arms and legs and stuff. This seems to be just pressure. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and we're going to show more of a zoom in and more detail later. He's pretty cool looking, good detail. This is, of course, kind of, back in the day, this was like a preview of what the Turtles were going to look like in the new Nickelodeon show. So that was pretty awesome. And, good color job, because you do notice that some, well, they could have colored this brown. But, the Turtles, the Playmates is infamous for sometimes having lazy paint jobs. And if you notice, the feet look a little different from the cartoon show, I guess because these figures were still made, like, preliminary before they were like, I guess before the designs were all official and stuff. But you do notice that if you buy the more newer, like, variant figures, the feet do look a bit closer to how you do in the show. And of course, Mikey comes with his nunchucks and everything, and he's got holsters in the back, so that just could fit in there. And amongst his other weapons, he also comes with these old-fashioned ninja trays, like the older 80s toys, with the ninja stars and the Kusari Gama. And of course, well, those are a bit lazy, they're all one color, but you get the gist. Okay, the next figure we got here is Metalhead, which is one of those 80s characters that's been, you know, redone for the 2013 cartoon. And built to last, built to blast, Metalhead is a mutant machine like no other. Created by Donatello from Salvage Krang Tech, Metalhead is one of the Turtles' most powerful weapons against evil. The Turtle-like Don Droid is practically indestructible, cloaked with impenetrable armor and laser-lancing arm cannon. Metalhead's a force to be reckoned with, Turtle style. So yeah, he's pretty cool. And the major difference between Metalhead in this version and Metalhead in the older 80s cartoon is in the older 80s cartoon, he was kind of sort of sentient. And they made him real goofy in the Turtle cartoon. They made him like basically the personality of all four Turtles at once. And he would break down because he wouldn't know which Turtle he was imitating. And this one does have the zip tie holding them together. And I gotta say, I'm surprised. I do believe of all the characters that came out in the cartoon, Metalhead was the first of the, like, you know, new characters. It's not just Turtle, Shredder, whatever, to appear in the show. And to convince us all that this is kind of like an 80s modern revival, kind of, sort of. There's Metalhead. And again, I will show more detail. What the hell? That is not funny for someone that's playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Anyways, Pages here. Okay. And Metalhead's pretty cool looking. Got good detail. I do believe this is also like our first look at him before he appeared on the cartoon show. And yeah, pretty interesting. It's a very good like update of Metalhead. And New York City sewer covered shell here on the back. And yeah, because other Metalhead looked very weird. He really did look like a metal plated version of the normal Turtles. Here he has a more streamlined design. And oh, there's a little crank circle. You know, he has a more streamlined design and everything. And he looks more like a real robot designed to look like a turtle, and not just one of the turtles, but like, you know, metallically hued or something. And he basically comes with so he comes with a little energy blasting here, and I guess it goes, you can control it so it looks like it's in there, or like it's shooting out, or I guess if you want you could hit the back of it real hard so that the fire blast can just fly out and shoot things. But yeah, there's Metalhead about to blast you. There you go. Let me get a... There you go. About to fire an energy blast at the Krang. And the last figure I'm showing off here is the Shredder. Yeah, leader of the bad guys here. Let me read the back real quickly. Cold, cunning, and cruel, Shredder's the Turtles' hateful arch enemy, willing to go to any length to destroy them and their rat sensei, Splinter. With the Foot Clan and their shredding armor, there is little the Shredder
no one cares.
Can't do. Turtles beware. So anyways, this is the new modern version of Shredder, and I gotta say, even when Johnny first saw him in the store, I was saying, dude, this is what Shredder's gonna look like in the new show, and he's like, damn, he looks badass. So yeah, and Shredder is a badass, and to this date, in these newer episodes, he is still a bad guy that is so powerful that, I mean, the Turtles just can't beat him. So this one does not have the zip tie. And yeah, there's another Shredder version out that has like the mask off so you can see his burned face, because of course in this version of the series, apparently Shredder and Splinter were stuck in the fire and Tang Shen was lost in the fire and everything. So Shredder's basically bald and his face is, you know, burns badly. So they made a new version, but I'm sorry guys, it just looks so similar to the old one, just a different face. I'm not even gonna bother. But anyways, here's the Shredder figure. Like I said, we're going to get some zoom-ins on these guys in a few seconds. Here's our first look at his design. And he's pretty awesome. Cool blades and stuff. The only thing missing that the figure didn't have that the other maskless figure had. And I do notice that the armor's kind of weird. Armor's kind of... This one too. Huh, they're both kind of loose. I wonder why. It's not really supposed to... Sorry. It's not really supposed to come off or anything. But yeah, it's kind of weird how the armor is a bit... loose like that. Oh, well, I get it now. Yeah, so that when you raise his arms and stuff, it could kind of go with it. I get it. But yeah, the only thing missing from this figure are the super long blades that usually just kind of jut out from here. There's no option with it and anything. But like I said, the maskless shredder does come with the blades all out like that. And he does come, let me see where I can find it. Amongst all this stuff here, these are small parts. That's what I always warn against, not swallowing small parts or whatever. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, he comes with a sword and some throwing stars. So that's pretty cool. And they're not in that weird net thing, so that's pretty good. So I guess if they come with one or two things, it's like separate. If they come with a bunch of weapons, then it's you know, and that weird weapon rack thing. But yeah, pretty cool design. Very cool. Look at that epic 360 here of the shredder. And of course, at this time, there's no. He just has like the pupilless eyes. Don't have the extra detail of half his face being red from being burnt. But yeah. Here's another quick look at the gang. This is a section I like to call Can They Stand? Because you'll notice some of the characters, especially the female ones, because they got very small feet and thin legs, have trouble staying standing. Han is pretty okay, but he does kind of fall sometimes if you rock the table. Now the Shredder, I noticed, just like I said before, I did notice that, yeah, the armor does bend like that on purpose. You could raise his arm. But one thing is that, look at the articulation of the legs. That's pretty weird. They only open and close. They don't bend forward and back like most characters do. And he has no articulation in the knees or everything. So it's pretty, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a bit tough to stand them. Because usually if my characters can't stand as is, I make them lean a little back or a little forward. And with Shredder's articulation being only open and closed to legs, you don't really have that option. And give me 1 second. He has separate articulation here with the arms and everything. Just raise this up. Kind of hard to do this one-handed, but I also noticed the sword fits pretty loose on his arm here. I mean, can I raise that some? Come on, Shredder. Well, and you have articulation in the arms and legs, and you know, in the hands and everything. I'll fix that before I put them in the case. Michelangelo's pretty cool. He's easy to stand. The turtles are particularly turtles are kind of easy to stand, especially because they got the big feet. I always think that the bigger a figure's feet, the easier it is for him to stay standing. I decided to give him the Kusarigama on one hand and just leave the nunchucks in the back, the extra pair of nunchucks, because, I mean, he uses it very often on the show. He uses almost as much as the nunchucks and stuff. And, yeah, he stands okay. The only thing is that there was, like, trouble with this hand right here. I don't know why. It was very hard to put the weapon in his hand, almost to the point where I thought I was going to break one of the fingers off just putting it in the hand. So that's pretty weird. And Metalhead, I already showed you him. And of course he's got these big blocky feet, so it makes him easy to stand. And you know, he's got the weapon there. He doesn't really have too much. And yeah, I'll just leave him in this pose. It's already kind of cool. I don't really need to change him that much. But yeah, that's an even better look at the figures to show off their articulation, because I have to remember that, you know, Paige has statues and stuff, but these are figures meant to move around, so I'll try to focus on points of articulation or anything else that kind of stands out about them. Alright guys, so here's the characters in the shelf. As you can see, I put Leonardo with them, so now we got the whole Nickelodeon set there. One thing I forgot to mention, the turtles can also open and close their arms besides the usual just raise and lower, and they can also bend their knees, so that's kind of extra there. And well, yeah, there's Leonardo, there's Michelangelo, got Metalhead there, got Hun there. I put Shredder up against the wall just in case that, due to his awkward leg, I don't know, that weird articulation you want to call it, he can just fall back against the mirror there. And yeah, that's all the characters right now. Of course, I will be moving them around accordingly as I get more figures. This makes Piccolo here and the Ghostbusters mobile as the odd man out, but we'll see what we can do with them later on, because it might get a little crowded with the turtle collection. Alright guys, so that wraps up this episode of TMNT Unboxing with the Shredder and Hun and all these other characters. And we'll be back next time, and Paige is still creeping. We'll be back next time with more figures. Like I said, it'll be 2 or 3 of the Nick figures and 1 extra figure from some past series that I already own that's already been unboxed. And are you done?
I pity your souls for watching this. I just got off work.
Anyway, see you next time, guys.